Welcome back to another episode of OpenRCT2 tutorials. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a tour of this silly little park called Notre Donalds. It's a mix between Notre Dame Cathedral and a McDonald's restaurant. Now, this park was built for one of Dirklink's contests on his Discord server. The goal was to build a B&M steel twister coaster and also incorporate a burger cave somewhere in the park, which is an inside joke on his server. I actually teamed up with another user named Sorted. We tossed around a few ideas. He really wanted to build a cathedral, and I wanted to incorporate McDonald's into it somehow for the burger cave requirement, and this ridiculous idea was born of Notre Donalds. I was responsible for the coaster, the supports, the parking lot, streets, and the drive-thru, and also the McDonald's facade. And then Sorted was the mastermind and architect behind the cathedral. His work is just incredible. I am not one for elaborate scenery. That is not my strong suit, so I applaud him for his amazing work. The cathedral looks incredible. We actually placed 4th in the contest, and I think a lot of that has to do with Sorted's amazing build. And he even outdid himself with this giant sculpture in the sky. You can only see it from one angle, so if you turn, there it is. It's made out of trackatexture. It's all diagonal track pieces and evokes an old 80s McDonald's ad where this giant guy with a moon head would say "Mac tonight." So this is just incredible. I could never have the patience or skill to build something like that, but just amazing stuff here. And I'm really proud of the park that we built together because it just seems so ridiculous combining McDonald's and a cathedral together. But let's take a tour of the cathedral. If we head to the front, you can see the classic McDonald's facade here at the bottom, and then in the first tower on the left we have a giant ball pit, and then on the right we have a giant McDonald's play place. Just classic items that you used to see at McDonald's. I don't think they have ball pits anymore. I think they decided those were unsanitary for kids, but I remember them as a kid. But if we zoom in here, you can see looking through the windows, we got little tables there for guests to sit down and eat, and then the ball pit again. We can see some seating out here in the front, little courtyard in the front for people to eat, and again on the other side. And then we have this giant parking lot that I added just to give it some more realism. We got a monster truck here, a bicycle. I think we even have a school bus in the parking lot. So just some fun stuff. And I'll actually show you in another tutorial how to build a parking lot and working streets with cars driving. And then here we have the giant McDonald's sign as you enter that says Notre Donalds, ride the Hamburglar coaster, play place now open. And we have the big golden arches, and then the coaster actually travels through its own pair of golden arches there. So just really fun. And the other side also says Notre Donalds, ride the Hamburglar coaster, but Big Mac Crypt now open. That's actually where we hid the burger cave, which was a requirement for the contest. So we'll see that in a little bit. And then we have the finale of the coaster here with my very minimal landscaping design because I'm just not as talented as Sorted when it comes to scenery. But moving over here, we can see the highway that passes by the McDonald's, and we can see the cars, at least the cars in the right lane, slowing down and turning into the parking lot because these guests are hungry. Now let's see if we can tag along with one of these cars on their culinary journey. So here we are following this guy into the parking lot and now into the drive-thru, where we go underneath this amazing entrance that Sorted built. And then we head back past my bare minimum trees that I planted, and now into the coaster as we go underneath the sea serpent element. And then they make a turn around here with, again, more amazing landscaping by myself. And up ahead, we can see the menu where the cars are stopping, or at least slowing down to give their order. So here we are. This took a lot of breaks and hidden tracks to get this to work, but I think it looks good enough. And then there's a long line of cars waiting for their food here where they can pick up at the window. That is actually where the entrance and exit for this ride are hidden underneath those awnings, so I thought that was pretty clever. And then here, as the cars exit the drive-thru, they head back out onto the main road where they zoom along on the highway. I actually made sure that the left lane travels faster than the right lane, so a little more realism there. and then they teleport back to the other side of the road for another go around, and then back to this side on the right lane. They slow down a little bit here, and then once they get back here, they teleport again, and then decide to go and eat some more because their hunger is never satisfied. And over here we can see a little cutout view that's sorted built, so we can look inside and see the pews of the cathedral. But if I use the cutaway view, we can get a better look inside. We can actually see the altar there at the front. You can actually see a Ronald McDonald figure there with red hair, which is actually a shrub that was colored red. And it says Ronald died for our appetites. So just a clever Easter egg that Sorted added. And over here we have the burger cave, which was required for the contest. And hidden inside is the burger stall. And that is all part of the Big Mac crypt. So we have our little crypt here with lots of sarcophagi or whatever, coffins. And then here we have the Hamburglar coaster, and we can take it for a ride. And as it climbs the lift hill inside the cathedral, we can admire all of Sorted's handiwork on the rooftop scenery here. And the train exits the cathedral through this amazing glass golden arched window. And we have a classic pre-drop here on many of the old B&M coasters, and then into the curving first drop and the first inversion of a dive loop, and then a vertical loop with the colors on the top cleverly made yellow to make it look like a golden arch. And then we have our 0G roll here into a nice curve drop into the sea serpent, which you don't see this on that many B&M coasters, but it does exist, that inversion, into the mid-course brake run here. And then into the second half, we have the classic B&M interlocking corkscrews, and the train passes under and over these golden arches here. The second corkscrew, and then some nice turns as we return to the brake run. So just a nice, very classic B&M type layout. And the coaster stats are great, so nice design. And now I want to head back to the front and show you the play place, just because there's this tiny little burger that's Sorted added here. The more I look at this build, the more clever things I find. We have these glass paned windows here that are actually diagonal glass. And then up here we have the golden arches made out of candy canes. There's just so much to look at here. It's amazing. And then if I use the cutaway view, you can actually take a peek inside and realize that most of the inside is just a maze of paths trying to get guests to the rides and the restaurant and everything without you actually seeing them through the windows. So it's just a mess inside. But I will admit that I am responsible for the maze of paths on the interior. There is just so much to see in this park, so if you want to give it a tour yourself, you can download it. The link is in the video description. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe, because next time I'm going to be reviewing all of the 22 videos that I created this past year, so stay tuned for more.